Hello, our beautiful hammerheads, and welcome back to Talk Heresy to Me, episode 4. And with this one, we don't really have a title because, to be honest, we don't know what to talk about. And yeah, this will be an amalgamation of topics for this episode. And yeah, it's been a while. Because cue the Jeff Goldblum Jurassic Park meme, life finds a way. And there was stuff in our lives. But what did we do in the hobby over the last 3 months in which we could not record this podcast?
Well, hello, we are back at this. That would actually be a really good title. We are back.
Yes.
Podcast number 4. We are back. Yeah, what have we done in the meantime? Well, I have done less than I wanted to do, but more than I have done this entire year. So, in long but short, I have worked on the League of Wotan, the army set which came out. I have worked on the second part of the Gallowdark battle set which came out later, Shadow Vault. I've read a few books. Yeah, just the basics.
Yeah.
And what have you done?
For me, the same, because I transitioned between labs at work, and so I had to acclimate with the new colleagues, with the new environment, and was a lot. And of course, the last 2 weeks, Nurgle's Plague started to tear me down.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I actually finished, finally, building the whole Start Collecting box from Slaves to Darkness. With the small kit bashes for Mark of Tzeentch. So I can play them with Mark of Tzeentch or Undivided. And yeah, that's sadly basically it. The majority was audiobooks.
Yeah. Well, I had also a few audiobooks, but I'm currently in the it's an old trilogy, the Arcadia trilogy, or Minkalesk trilogy, and right afterwards, I'm actually glad that I got one.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. You had the
audiobook version.
The audiobook version, and you also made a video about it, but I haven't watched it because, spoilers, I want to read it myself.
It's such a good novel.
Yeah, I got it together with the Shadow Watch box because there are Kazakin in this box, and I have them behind me on my building table, and I can't wait to build them.
Oh yes.
So I just finished today these walls. I was for a while knocked out, so I didn't really have time, and life finds its way. I was most of the time the last few weeks babysitter for my 19-month-old nephew. So it was basically I come home from work and I'm babysitter till late in the evening. And yeah, there wasn't much time for hobby.
But family is more important.
Yeah, family is way more important.
So yep, sorry.
Yeah, we're now here. Yeah. And we have a few subjects. So nothing major, but
we're small. Recording this on remember the 5th of November. It's pre-order day. Sorry,
pre-order
I had to make it. I had to make the joke. It's pre-order day for Slaves to Darkness, the army box, and I'm very proud at myself that I did not pre-order, despite my willingness to pre-order it. But no.
It's also the pre-order date for the Liber Imperium book.
Yes.
For Horus Heresy, and I can proudly say I have ordered it.
Yeah, but there is a cost difference.
Yeah. But now I have the entire collections of all the books.
Yes, that's nice.
Which is actually pretty amazing. I don't play any loyalist, but you play loyalist. So if you want to come over and
Yeah,
just say, "Hey, I
mine
want to
is
play,"
here.
yeah. But if you don't want to
Yeah.
carry it, if you just say, "Hey, I want to come over, I want to play, but I don't really like to carry this heavy book," so you just can come over and
Yeah.
play.
Um.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have 3 topics. None of them are really an episode filling one. So I guess we start with which topics did we have? We had escalation protocol. Then we had the transition between editions. What was the third one?
It was
Getting
the
old.
terror of was it the terror of the emperor, or was it just casual talk?
I think it was just casual talk because the
Oh
terror
yeah,
of
it
the
was
emperor
just
is basically the
yeah,
transition.
it's transition
Okay,
between.
let's start
Yeah.
with the transition between editions. So we had in 40k basically the rise of the Primarch between 7th and 8th edition. Then we had Psychic Awakening between 8th and 9th edition. In Age of Sigmar, we had Soulstorm for 1st and 2nd, and now Dominion with the Broken Realms saga with 2nd and 3rd edition. So for me personally, I do like these series of books. Not Psychic Awakening, but we will get to this in a moment. What are your thoughts about the transitioning?
Well, for one who was in this hobby since the 5th edition, it was basically, hey, it's the 5th edition, now it's the 6th edition, now it's the 7th edition. And there was not a single transition, it's the same.
Yes.
Nothing advanced, it's the same. Oh, 13 Black Crusade from Abaddon is in front of the gates of Cadia. 3 editions long, nothing happens. Oh yeah, there's Robert Gilliman. He still sits on his throne, doing nothing because he's in stasis. Nothing happens. Oh, it's rumored he maybe return once. Nothing happens. Oh, there are the Tyranids. They're trouble for the galaxy. Nothing happens. Oh, what's with the Tau? They're in the current constant battle between the Imperium of Man themselves, and nothing happens.
Yes.
It was 3 editions long. Nothing happens. You have all the same events. Oh, there are new events. There are new players. Oh, there are suddenly the Crimson Slaughters, the Chaos, the new Chaos champions for 2 editions, for the 6th and the 7th. They get a huge book with lots of context and stuff, and get a huge spotlight next to Khan the Betrayer and his World Eaters. Nothing happens.
Now, what I love in the rule books back then, because in 3rd and 4th edition, we were in the year 999 for the 41st millennium, 41st millennium. And then, oh no, what do we do? 5th edition. It's year 999.2.
Yeah.
So, no, time is standing still. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Just a few months passed.
Yeah, they basically said at this point, yeah, because of the warp and everything changed and everything takes place at the same time, but it doesn't because of warp shenanigans. So we can't really say, and we have lost the ability to count time like was done back in the Emperor. That was also for the 8th edition. Here to start, hey, how do we count this time now that Gilliman is back? Gilliman himself said, Ada, we are 200 years in the future, 200 years in the past, and we can't really count it. So we don't have any problems. We are still in the 41st millennium.
I love this.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I really do enjoy this series of books. As I've said, Psychic Awakening was it was too many books with too less narrative stuff happening and too much rules. For me.
If you ask me, Psychic Awakening and what came afterwards, the Wigilus books. Wigilus was a part was the forebearer of Psychic Awakening, was the start of a soft reboot.
Yeah.
Because the 8th edition everything that happened within the 8th edition before the Wigglers books, Wigglers Ablaze and Wigglers and this entire, and then the Psychic Awakening was erased. There was this major event. Oh yeah, Ankron would return on Armageddon, and his armies, they come through warp rifts and everything, and Armageddon is in a way bigger war. And suddenly, oh no, the Grey Knights were there, and they stopped the ritual from happening, and Ankron was not there anymore. And then they came with Psychic Awakening. Oh yeah, this didn't happen because the Grey Knights were fought in Psychic Awakening alongside the Dark Angels against the Thousand Suns. So no one was there to stop the ritual. Bam! Ankron, Demon Primarch, we get a model.
Yeah.
He's back. They basically said, we erased this. We erased the entire 8th edition, everything that happens in there from existence.
However, I do like this. As much as we were invested in the story, I enjoy the retcon as much as it aggravates me. Because there were so many emotions for this. But there were so many plot holes. And who is the narrative director for 40k right now? Phil Kelly is for Age of Sigmar, and oh, damn it. Who was it for 40k? I forgot his name. Sorry. Someone. And you really see when that person took over between 8th and 9th edition, in which he then said, okay, this will be the storyline, and we have to do this and that.
I mean, it was basically, oh yeah, we are now in 8th edition, this Indomitus Crusade, this huge crusade that get titled, oh yeah, it happened 200 years before, so we are 200 years in the future, we are actually in the 42nd millennium, and we actually have a huge of events that were foreshown for years and years and years to come, and suddenly, oh yeah, we stand in front of a brick wall. We can't go any further with the narrative. We have to move 200 years back in the past and erase every decision. And I was actually pretty okay with it, because the 8th edition had one thing that was burning in my mind. Oh, you play something else than Space Marines. Get. Nah. This was basically, oh, the 8th edition, this is the huge Space Marine edition.
No.
Everything else, everyone else. Oh, you play Mechanicus. Yeah, you get a few new models, but first at the end, oh, you play Orcs, you get a few new models. Have shitty roots. Oh, you play this and this model. You get also shitty roots. You get this shitty roots.
For Mechanicus, have you seen our Lord and Savior? Not Giovanni. I just had his name. Not the Italian dude. Not Machiavelli.
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci. Thank you. My brain today.
Can you not remember Da Vinci?
I know. I was the one who enjoyed the Da Vincian esque models for Mechanicum, and now I'm the one who can't remember his name.
Giovanni, that's the bad guy from Pokemon.
Yes.
Our Lord and Savior Giovanni. He has a Persian. Yeah. And the Nido King, so.
Yeah, but these narrative events, as I've said, I love those. So to be more into this universe is just so enjoyable for me. I know there are many people who do not like the lore, who just want the rules or just to paint and stuff. That's totally fine. For a long while, I just want the models. I just want to build and paint. But the lore just keeps me motivated to build and paint.
Yeah, and there's also currently a huge problem with the lore. We have sadly a lot of gatekeepers which basically come after, this is the lore.
Yeah.
You have to follow the Warhammer 40k has no lore. I mean, the entire transition 8 to 9th edition has shown us there is no constant lore. You can change everything. You have a base lore, but even that can change.
So this might be a spoiler. Before I say anything, have you read the latest Horus Heresy novel? Yes, you did. You did. I know. We already talked about this.
Yes,
But
we already talked about this. I have all the novels over in hardback.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. Yeah, I have them. I have the first one in collector's edition, but just because no one wanted to pick this collector's edition up for 5 months.
No.
Keep this now for 3 months. 3 months.
Okay.
Seriously, 3 months later, I checked the store and they had the collector's edition still from the first book, and I was like, sure, I have a bit of money left. Why not? It's end of the month. I have a bit of money left. And I was like, why does no one want to pick up this collector's edition of the series? And afterwards, every single one was sold out after 2 minutes.
So for me, it was, I don't want the first one because then the little beardy thing in my mind says you need everything else after that.
Yeah.
And I did not want to start this trend for me. But so sorry for the slight spoiler, but so for everyone who hasn't read it yet, because every novel is an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
Because the majority of the stories are told from a certain perspective. So in the latest Horus Heresy novel, Magnus and Vulcan are meeting, they're talking about something, and I can say this without a spoiler, haha. And Magnus is just like, yeah, but father told me this and he promised me that. And Vulcan is just like, no, I was with you. He did not say that. And when you read the first book, The Fury of Magnus, so one of the kinda novellas between the major Siege of Terra novels, you see Magnus's point of view, and then you see what really happened in Eternity, not Eternity Gate.
Gates of Eternity.
Yeah, thank you. Echoes of Eternity.
Not Echoes of Eternity.
So this is one of the best examples for me in which no one can say, yeah, this is the point. This is the lore. Because there is no lore! Basically.
I am the law.
Yeah.
The law.
Now Sylvester Stallone just comes in.
Yeah. I am the law.
Such a bad movie, but I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the best view is really Horus Heresy, but not the novels, but here the rule book where they suddenly come up with it was for years. Oh yeah, the Mark 6, the Corvus armor, one of the best armors at the time. It was so rare. Not everyone had them. Most of them used scavenged armor parts from Mark 3 and Mark 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and rarely someone had 6, and suddenly it's like, oh yeah, we changed it. Now one can produce 6 en masse. Just so they can sell the models. But I'm honest, I love Mark 6.
I'm still on board with Mark 4, but I do love the scale of Mark 6.
Yeah, not only the scale, you have to see this entire look. It's different. Everyone else has something more the medieval style of 2 and 3. The a bit more beaky, but still sci-fi style of the 4 and 5th, and then the 7 and upward with it, which is just the Saturnine pattern. And the newer ones, the Mark 10,
I love Mark 10.
The Primaris Mark 10 with battle, and then you have Corvus, which is a remnant of an ancient knight helm, because
the jousting helmets.
The jousting helmets with the Corvus, and you're like, why do they have the beaks? Is this because they can see right? Is this so they don't stumble at the board of the ship against the wall? Like,
no,
oh, I'm
this is
left
when they
them.
fall over. They can stab an enemy.
Yeah, they fell all. Ah! Yeah, it's also such a silly point. Oh yeah, we sell models. Oh, how do we make it so we can sell this model? Oh, we changed the law so this type of armor that was super rare in the 41st millennium because they couldn't produce it on large scales. Yeah, we changed this. They could produce it en masse.
Yeah, well, now to go back to the transitioning between editions.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also a huge law change.
Yes.
It is a transitioning between editions because we had Horus Heresy first edition and this is now second edition. So
Yeah, you're right. I did not think of that.
It is a transition between editions because in the first edition it was all this lore. Oh, we don't have this much, and there are now huge battlefields in the second edition that did not exist in the first edition.
No.
We had the storybooks with all the missions that were chronological to the books when they came out. So the betrayal of Istvan, the massacre, the landing field massacre of Istvan, all the stuff down the line, and now it's just, oh yeah, you can play every event that you want, no matter where it is, no matter the time, because we changed this entire plan. Yes, this is the story how it happened, but not on the battlefield. And this is great. It's a really huge change between editions, oh, you have 7th edition 1.5. 7th edition 1.5 or 7th edition 0.5, and suddenly you have Horus Heresy Age of Darkness.
So the one thing I do not like with these narrative events is they end abruptly.
Yeah.
So just as an example, the Broken Realm saga, because it's the latest transition in editions we had. Oh no, Age of Darkness was the latest one. But also there, we have the story, then it ends and we get other books. That's fine, I want other books. So Black Library novels. But I also kinda want that we have a, not timeline, but a string which we can follow on how the story develops further. Because when we take, let's just say, Psychic Awakening, the Inari, they are there, but what are they doing? They had such a great plot point in Rise of the Primarch. Because of them, Gilliman is back, but now they're there. And I don't know, they could have faded them out slowly or anything else, I don't know. But it just ends and there are questions. But okay, now I kind of have to disagree with myself now.
Typical scenes.
Yes, because Stephen King said that you remember a book more if there are questions.
Yeah.
If there are unanswered questions.
The funny thing is, the funny thing is, in one of the Psychic Awakening books there are in every Psychic Awakening book to show how disruptive this entire universe is. They had there a few lines from different sources, from different parts, communications, announcements, stuff, and there was one communications where everyone knew this was a teaser for Squad's League of Wartan and this kind, because there was basically a navigator or one from a huge battleship that said, there's a ship we haven't seen in millions of years, it's the Squad, and then it's out. And it's just this description, this huge ship, and suddenly Leagues of Wartan are back, and they blend in this. Also, they tease this entire new upcoming with Necrons.
Yes,
for the 9th edition.
But we also had Fulgrim in the Psychic Awakening novels.
1 second.
Books.
Well, one of my favorite part of this entire transition, the Psychic Awakening books, was this little guy here. Luminous Ceras.
Oh, yes.
The first new Necron model, since the 6th edition, and it was such an amazing model. I remember I got it, And I remember the only thing I had in mind was I need to build this model, I need to build this model. And afterwards, I spent an entire week painting this model. It's, to be honest, it's one of the best models I ever painted. It's a
It
bit
looks
of
really
sad.
good,
Yeah,
yes.
it looks awesome. It's a bit sad that it's one of my best models that I have painted because I painted a lot of models in this 14 years since I started this hobby. Yeah, I started 14 years ago.
We're old.
Yeah, yeah. And it was this huge, oh yeah, here are new Necrons and teasing what comes next and stuff, and we always got teased, oh yeah, the Silent King is back. Ooh, the Silent King is back. And now we had like this feeling, oh, there might be something to the story there. He might be behind this. But the real first huge jumps in lore came then with the ninth edition. So the last huge lore jump was 7 to 8 edition, the fall of Cadia, the birth of Ynir, the Eldari god of death, and the return of Robert Gilliman. This 3 huge events in one edition that really, okay, the opening of the Eye of Terror, the Siltra Maledictum, this huge, the Great Rift, it was huge. It rewrote entire parts of the Warhammer 40k lore. It changed a lot, but it brought us this just huge wave of, oh, you have new lore, you have new stuff to be happy about, you have new stuff to cry about. The fall of Cadia, it was devastating. Since I have a Cadia army behind me.
As much as I love Cadia, I
Cadia
also
stands.
love that Cadia is gone. Because what many people don't see, it's just the one planet was destroyed. The system is still there, so that's why we have Cadian shock troops, because, well, they're coming from the system.
Not only that the planet still stands. It's a fact. The planet is broken up. It has an entire cliff, but it's now plunged into the Eye of Terror. It's now part of the Eye of Terror. So there are still wars running along the Eye of Terror, along where Cadia stood. The system is partially still a battlefront, but they now say it in the trilogy. They say it in this short movie with the perfect name Cadia Stands from the Cadia is not a place anymore. Cadia is this feeling to belong. This feeling that the Cadia is now the entire empire. It's now entire battlefield from front to end. Cadia stands and Cadia will stand. And as long as Cadia stands, as long as the Imperium stands. So
I want to say something, but I'm not allowed.
Yeah,
just read Kazakin.
Yeah. I have 4 hours left of Traitor's Rock, and then
nice.
I will Kazakin. I have 4 hours left. This is like I go later, lie down in my bed, play Dark Souls 2 soundtrack because it's the best soundtrack of all Dark Souls games, and I just read this novel.
Good.
Yeah, because
let's
you want
change
to say
the subject.
Yeah, you want to say something? I can say something too, because in this book is also a lot of what the new Kazakin are.
Yes. Just change the topic. Get it away.
Good. We move over to the next topic. The new transition. Games Workshop said, "Hey, we want something new for the 10th edition. We want to make the 10th edition huge Arcs of Omen. How do we start? We start with the Tarot of the Emperor. Yes, I have tarot cards in my hand. Why do I have tarot cards? I love them because of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure."
So I don't know how I feel about 10th edition. Not only because the transition between editions is now so short, but it is my belief, so my hypothesis, tinfoil hats now, that the need for hype from the community, the need for the next big thing, is counterproductive to our hobby enjoyment. Because I'm also a victim of this. I want news. I want to talk about things. I want to be happy with the hobby itself. And to see new models, to see new stuff is awesome. But there is only a certain amount of stuff Games Workshop can pump out, so to keep us invested in all of this. And the need of the next big thing, like a new edition, just look at how clickbaity everything was with the last live stream. 10th edition is coming, 10th edition is coming, is 10th edition coming? And oh, it was so much, and I was 10th annoyed. Edition is coming,
question mark.
Because we know that 10th edition is coming. And all the clickbait stuff from Old World with the map and Bretonia and Camry, which was shown, and with the one sentence, this will be the last news for this year, the next news will be next year. And I got recommended so many videos. I don't know how many videos there were in which the thumbnail just said, Old World is coming 2023. So no, it's not.
No.
They just said this is the last information we get for this year.
They said themselves when they first started this, we bring Old World back. They said at this time, it will take maybe 4 to 5 years.
Yes!
So this was 4 years ago, but then came Corona and pushed us 6 months back, plus maybe a year, so we are a year back. And of course, it now takes no longer time. It will, I say for myself, 2024.
Yeah.
This will be the earliest moment when we get Old World.
Yes.
I mean, you can see how Heresy 1 was the first leak of the box. It was 4 years ago was the first leak of the box. And when came it out? This year.
It's also the leak for Slaves to Darkness, in which this leak was so stupid because the guy held the book beside his face. And this was February or March, and we get the book now. So it took them almost 10 months.
And it should come out in December.
Yes. And this is just, I don't know how far they are with the rules or with the artsy stuff. And I don't care. I just want it to be a good book.
Or let's move.
Huh?
Yeah, let's move from this subject, how long it take, to edition transition. Age of Sigmar 3rd edition. So
Broken Realms.
Not only Broken Realms, no. Dominion.
Yeah.
The new. So 3rd edition, not only Broken Realms, but Dominion, the Lightbringer Crusades. Oh, this huge crusades. Oh, this reclamation of the realms. This and nothing. We got nothing from this. We got a few codices. We got a bit here, a bit lore here, and suddenly, we bring now out Cities of Sigmar, but not just Cities of Sigmar. We bring out entirely new models. We bring new upgrade sets, and we bring you out Lightbringer Crusades. The entire stuff, and how they just teased it, and it might be first in the middle of 2023 when we even get it. So when was the 3rd edition? When did it start? When did they tease it? And when did it really comes out?
But that is what I said, the need for hype.
Yeah, the need for hype.
Yeah.
Harp.
No. Yeah.
I mean the we can say a lot about 10th edition. The 10th edition is a bit back. I say it comes first out in the middle of next year, because before this we got the Arcs of Omen with the terrain set, which gets pushed into this Arcs of Omen battle story, where you can. I mean, I already have with 2 sets enough to play, if I had the roots, to play 40k in a space hike, which is actually a good point for our next subject, which comes after. So. And it's not even done yet, because in Arcs of Omen there comes another big player. Someone Abaddon has unwillingly to fight along, even if he doesn't want to. And it's the Dark Mechanicus. Questions:
I'm
who is
so
who is
happy
this
with that.
mysterious figure? Yeah, it's Dark Mechanicus. Who is this mysterious figure? No one knows. Okay, there are few ideas which I say make sense because this guy goes to Abaddon on one eye height. I mean,
Yep.
Abaddon is the War Master of Chaos. He's the son of Horus. He's the chosen of Chaos. He's the champion of the gods. And this guy comes on his side.
Yep.
And
They're on
not
the same
only his
eye
side,
level.
he talks down to Abaddon.
Yep.
And
I
now
love this so much.
who was the only Mechanicus guy who talks even down to Horus? It was
Yep.
Kalbarhal. And so
That's
is this
also my
entire
belief.
yeah. So is this entire belief from everyone. Kalbarhal disappeared.
Yep.
After the siege of Terra, after everything fell down, he disappeared with all of the Dark Mechanicus from Mars after a small civil war. And Kalbarhal, he is still alive. And I say it, this new guy is possibly Kalbarhal. I say it, it's just my idea because he talks down to Abaddon in a way like you are just a child and I'm an adult.
I love that they're bringing some 30k personalities into 40k.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, it makes sense in the ridiculousness of 40k. And just characters which we know to have a model. I love this.
I have currently an idea for the new edition for the starter set. What if we get hold your breath? What if we get Emperor's Children, because Emperor's Children and Dark Angels, and then we get Demon Primarch Fulcrum and Lionel Johnson.
That would be so amazing.
The entire internet would explode.
Yes. But they wouldn't release two Primarchs at the same time or within a few months.
Magnus and Gilliman came out within a few months.
Oh they were Fenris, 3 months apart. Yes.
Yeah, the fall of Fenris, so Magnus, and the fall of Fenris was also the reason why they changed this Psychic Awakening with Dark Angels and Grey Knights fighting together, because the Dark Angels got tricked during this.
Yes.
This was the time when the demons also found out, oh, there's Lothar on the rock, and Lothar is now free. So Lothar is now free. Luthor. It's Luthor is now free. Ser Luthor. He is the leader of. So Ser Luthor is free. It's canon. He is free. They put it in Psychic Awakening. They made a book about it. An awesome book. I can recommend. Really I can recommend the Luthor book. I have it over in my in hardback. It's really good. If you haven't read it, grab it. Everyone out there, grab it, read it. It's amazing. Even if you don't like Dark Angels, read it. So and this would be a huge transition, because now Luthor is out. He is the Master of the Fallen. Even if some of these warlords want to use him, he is the Master of the Fallen, and a lot of Fallen follow only him. And now would be the perfect time to bring the Lion back.
Yeah, but the problem is we would have another Dark Angel, so Space Marines versus Chaos Space Marine box, which was awesome in 5th edition, but we now know that Games Workshop probably wouldn't do this because there are so many whiny kids. I would love that Emperor's Children were the Dark Angels. So we had a short meal break. Sorry, it had to be. So Emperor's Children versus Dark Angels. What was your thought?
The next, because we see this trend. We see this clear trend in Warhammer 40k since the 6th edition. 6th and 7th edition was the same box, just the 7th edition, had a new model, the new Chaos Chosen in it, the new plastic Chaos Chosen. So it was the same box, just with one more model. And then we got the 8th edition. The 8th edition was Space Marines against Space Marines.
Oh,
The next edition.
yes. I'm so
yeah,
stupid.
the ninth edition was a change again. It was Necrons against Space Marine because of the trailer. So,
Yes.
like we saw before in 40k, there was a huge trailer. There was a huge hype because new Necrons came out with this animated trailer. I mean, to this point, I see a doggo.
Yes.
To this point, we had no animations from Games Workshop direct.
Yes.
Yeah, we had maybe short animation stuff, but not such a trailer. And then the new edition trailer came, and everyone was like, "Boah, this is really Warhammer 40k."
Mm.
And suddenly, bam, 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 new models, new units, new armies in this case even. I mean, the last new army was Mechanicus 2014, 15. Before Mechanicus was Imperial Knights. So it was Imperial Knights, then Mechanicus, and then nothing for a while. And suddenly, oh yeah, here, Leagues of Wotan.
No. Okay, but for a new edition, there will also be, of course, a new trailer. And now
Age of Sigmar,
with
Horus Heresy.
Yeah, but the Age of Sigmar trailer was outsourced to I forgot the studio's name. One of the Warhammer Plus studios.
Yeah, but it's this new technique from Games Workshop. We start first with a trailer before we show everything else.
Yeah, you're right. But for Horus Heresy, the trailer was made by the team under the supervision of the Astartes guy.
And the trailer is awesome.
Yes.
Let's just say it. Let's say it. I watched this trailer every single day until the release of the Dark Age box. I watched this every single day.
It's basically the meme. It's beautiful. I have looked at it for 5 hours straight.
Yeah.
It's basically that.
I guess I watched once this entire thing 2 hours long.
Yep.
In a row, just on repeat, clicked on repeat.
It's beautiful.
It's maybe one of the best trailers. And it shows what, I mean, the 40k trailer shows what 40k battles are like. Here, Space Marines with Sisters of Battle against Necrons and everything. And then we had, the sister that braid the flay away.
Yep.
Yeah, was a huge meme. And then we had Age of Sigmar was a bit sad because you had this huge, he walks down this hall and you see all these pictures and he talks about it and you see these new models that stand in a circle around him, and then they go down on the battlefield and he actually dies pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then you see that it was all in the end a picture and he narrated this picture in front of him. And it was a bit small, yes, it was what we can imagine what Age of Sigmar is like, but I actually hope there for more cinematic trailer, and then you get Horus Heresy.
It is so weird because Age of Sigmar is doing really great with the financial numbers Games Workshop put out. It's doing really well.
Yeah.
And the trailer was so weirdly disconnected. Maybe it was of time issues, or it wouldn't surprise me if the hardware of the animation studio just burned down, basically.
Yeah.
Because one of my friends, you actually know him, but I don't want to say his name. We played GTFO together. He is an animator. And he burned through multiple graphic cards. And so it would not surprise me that animation studios and Warhammer Plus has the problem with hardware, that they can't procure hardware fast enough to compensate for loss. But I want a really really awesome animation for 10th edition.
Yeah, I mean they plan a
With
lot
another
of
Primarch.
yeah. I mean the Horus Heresy trailer, let's say it's the greatest trailer
Yep.
which anyone ever saw. I mean we saw a lot of fan animations, we saw a lot of stuff, but
Mm.
we never saw stuff like this trailer. I mean just this opening. It's not
Oh,
only
yes.
it's first started with Horus narrating in narration, and then it's Horus there himself. And just
Mm.
by he passes by as a space marine and impales him
Yes.
with his claw and just keeps walking like it's nothing and throws him away. And then you see this huge battlefield where thousands of legionaries fight against each other, warlord titans, and it just goes bigger and bigger and bigger with
Mm.
every single scene. And just to show how big the Horus Heresy was. And this is actually the perfect trailer to show
Yes.
what is coming.
Yep.
It was a perfect trailer for 40k to show what is coming. Age of Sigmar made more mystery out of it. We had a few hints what was coming from the Broken Realm books, but it doesn't really show what was coming in the trailer.
Mm.
I mean, Necrons was like, oh yeah, here suddenly there's a new unit, the Scorpic
Oh,
destroyers.
yes.
And then in the end, then oh yeah, hey, you have the standard units. You have the scarabs. You have the warriors with a new look, and then you have the Scorpic destroyer. Three of them, like they are in the box, and suddenly there comes the Scorpic Lord, impales one of the Battle of Sisters, and this was just like, oh, we get new models, and even if it was just this 4 new models,
Mm.
everyone would be happy. And suddenly, oh yeah, we pull out a new box. It has a huge bunch of new models. We pull out new models themselves, a huge bunch. Old models get new versions, uh, and it's not even done because with Shadow Wards,
Mm.
new Necron upgrade kits, new Necron models. It's only getting bigger.
And also, Kill Team Death Corp versus Orcs
Oh
and
yeah.
9th edition trailer, also made by the team under the supervision of the Astartes guy.
Thank you, the Kill Team trailer. The Kill
Yep.
Team trailer was
Oh, so good.
it was amazing. They were like, oh yeah, here's a trailer. Bam, Kill Team, Death Corps of Greek, and you could already say, yes, we get plastic Death
Yep.
Corps of Greeks, and then oh yeah, Orc Commanders, new Orc
Mm.
Commanders, and I said these models I painted boost, so Death Corps of Greek is a bit standard from what they have and equipment, but the Orc models, I spent 2 weeks only painting them because they have. Every time I was like, yeah, I'm done with the model. Turn the model around, a new detail pops up, and I'm like,
damn it.
yeah, really, really like, damn it, where does this detail come from? Where does this pouch come from? Where does and 2 weeks on 12 models, and in
Mm.
the end I was like, I'm finally done. And even now I still find new smaller details that I have overseen the first time, and I'm like, I'm not going to paint this now, separate this one little detail and then clean up everything else when I yeah. But they showed it with a huge trailer,
Mm.
and I find it a bit sad that it doesn't went this way with Warcry.
Or a
Yeah,
Warcry trailer would be
yeah,
awesome.
because Warcry feels currently like, yeah, we are
It's
we
an
are this
add-on.
we are the stepchild of Age of Sigma, and we just move on and on. It's the
Mm.
same with Underworlds.
Yep.
But Underworlds, okay, there are a lot of people who love Underworlds. I never played it, but it's more a card game, and they are not really my thing. So I
But the
love the models.
best models.
Oh, the models are awesome. I love the models from Underworlds, but I'm not really an Underworld player,
Yep.
so excuse me if I'm not. But I wish they would just say, oh yeah, we put a trailer out, but there are so many new editions of
Mm.
Underworld. I mean, there's almost an edition what now? What did they announce now? A new edition every 4 months, something like
Yeah,
this.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Something
and the
with
same.
Gloom Spites
Yeah,
in the coming months. I don't know.
and the same with Warcry, but at least having a Warcry trailer where
Mm,
you see those two warbands fighting against each other like Kill Team, but now in this new jungle scenery, this would be
no,
awesome. But yeah, we maybe have to wait for the new edition trailer till 10th edition.
no. So, okay, but for our last topic, Escalation Protocol. Maybe some of you heard of Escalation Protocol and some of you haven't. Our version of Escalation Protocol is for 40k and AOS, we build 500 points of an army of our choice. Of these 500 points, at least one unit or one character has to be painted. The rest is irrelevant. If it's painted, it's awesome. If not, it's totally fine. Then we play a game. And after that, we go in, I don't know, we haven't talked about, and maybe we talked about it, in 250 point steps. After this game, we make a new list with 750 points, and then we have to paint another unit or character. So basically 2 units are painted. And so on and so on. And right now we're waiting for the Astra Militarum Codex because we need, of course, point values, and the box is not in the distant future. It's basically this month.
Either this or next month.
Yeah, and even then it's not far away.
No, not really.
Yeah, and I have my 500 points list for 40k. I can already say it because it's pretty obvious. It's Ultramarines.
Yeah, and mine is Astra Militarum.
That's why we need the points.
Yeah, because Cadia stands.
Yeah.
And we just want to also to see how these new models go against the Ultramarines.
Yeah, they will destroy the Ultramarines because the book is bad.
Not only because of this, because I got back behind me in my Astra Militarum shelf, this entire row from top to bottom. I got 12 artillery tanks.
And I have nothing at 500 points against you, so...
Yeah, I got a Colossus Bombard. So for everyone who doesn't know what a Colossus Bombard does, it is basically it is basically a Terminator killer.
Yep.
So it shoots with strength 6, ignores cover, does 3 damage blank. So and has D6 shots. So yeah. Oh, and they get new rules with the new edition. So we already saw the Lehman Russ, the new rules for the battle cannon, and one thing that is in my post currently on my way is a new Lehman Russ.
Yep.
Because I have the Vanquisher version to kill tanks, but I don't have the standard version to kill everything else. And we saw a small rule part where they said, hey, if you get attacked in close combat, you can still shoot and you get +1 to hit with the turret weapon. And it's like, oh yeah, I can hit now on the 3+ with my turret in close combat.
I just imagine the gunner for the turret basically just bonking everyone with the turret.
Bam, 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 bam.
This is my imagination. Or just spin around and hit the enemies.
Oh, there was this one, or what was this? Steel Thread. The novel Steel Thread.
Oh, yes.
Or the audiobook. The audiobook, awesome. The novel also. I felt so much in love with the tank crew. And from what we read in the one before the last Taurus Heresy novels, with this entire tank colony riding down to attack the Lionsgate spaceport, and this guy saying, "Oh yeah, Lehman Russ is actually just a tomb on wheels, tomb on chains, yeah." And then in Warhammer 40k, where they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a tight, it's a coffin, but we love it and it's holy and stuff, and this small difference, and I can't wait." Oh, and I get for this also. I don't know if he's in the new codex, Tank Commander Pesk.
Yeah.
Also Knight Commander Pesk. Even if he isn't in this new codex, Knight Commander Pesk is necessary for every KDN.
The model is awesome. And still metal.
It's
not
metal.
fail cast, it's metal.
Metal AF.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's literally metal AF. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then, sorry.
Yeah, no, you.
Okay, thanks. Then we have, for Age of Sigmar, we have the problem right now with army choices. For me, I struggled a little while between Slaves to Darkness because of the Start Collecting box. However, just recently I made up my mind for Osiark Bone Reapers, who got point changes in the last Battle Force upgrade thingy. I forgot its name, the point changes.
Yeah.
And so I will take care of my 500 points Osiarks. But now there is a valid reason, well, because for me it's a valid reason from you why you still have no Age of Sigmar Escalation Protocol army.
Yeah, the problem is, I just talked about it. With the new Ogre Codex out, I could actually play Ogres because I have an Ogre army.
Oh.
Yeah, I have. Back then, when the Ogres wasn't one tribe, but was split up, and there was this. Yeah, I got a small hunter army when they had a battle box. But I also got back then the Ogre versus Osiark box. And I got a lot of ogres from our common friend. She gave me all her ogres that she had because, hey, you give me all the time all your bits and stuff, and a lot of, come, let me give you all my ogres. They don't have the bases, and some are still still not built, but you have enough stuff so you can fish them. And I had enough, and I got actually a small force of ogres.
That's nice.
They are also all primed, so they're ready for painting. But on the other hand, I could go with my corn army because I have a breast stampede. So it's basically just entire army just made of corn knights, in this case, on juggernauts, sky crushers, the demon variation. I got 3 of them, so I can play in itself an entire army just of riding units. But I'm currently struggling, and maybe it will be ogres because ogres are always hungry, which fits to me. So also I find ogres funny. I wish we had a novel. I wish we had a novel with ogres.
Yeah, the only ogres in novels right now are either they're mercenaries and it's a single one, or they are the enemies.
Yeah.
And the Dominion novel had some in them, but they were okay. The ogres were funny, as far as I remember.
Let's say the Kreknos had once in the beginning, but it was really fast over because it was this huge opening scenery battle stuff. Two armies who actually doesn't get along with one another, who's dedicated to Sigma, fighting to get the ogres down, and the chieftain that that proclaimed that he will eat this ogre tyrant, every single bit of it, and on the other day he's like in a food coma and
Yeah.
only groaning because he actually ate every single bit of this ogre tyrant himself. But
The
there isn't much otherwise.
the latest Drake Flint novel, I'm at it right now. Latest, the only Drake Flint novel with the Caradron. They have an ogre crewmate.
Oh,
They made him a custom built suit with magnetic boots and everything. And he's actually really funny. And I don't want to spoil the book too much, but it's actually a comedic novel. It's not as serious as other Black Library publications, and I love that. There is so much to laugh at, and my favorite quote is "drunken bearded explosion."
Oh, do you know what would be awesome? Well, I could also play my hedonists of Slaanesh.
So we have two bad armies against each other.
Yeah. The only problem I have with hedonites is the point value. They are still extreme high. I mean, demonettes aren't the best unit.
Just a
but
second.
they cost currently. Yep.
Keep talking.
Yeah, they currently cost after the last point changes 140 points. So they got a bit of reduction, but they're still high on points when it comes to units.
Demonettes are 110.
110. Oh, so back down. But many units, they don't feel really good. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, they are extreme weak. They are only good when it comes to magic and other stuff. And seriously, my socks are currently hanging really on those ogres.
No.
Or on Corn, but Corn is basically like I go with you in close combat and I hit out and they give you so many mortal runes that you can just pack them in and take them away. Because this is basically a breast stampede is, oh yeah, I come in with 3+ armor save with 5 life points per model with mortal runes on impact, and it's basically like, I run over you.
Yeah,
that's
the what
entire
they
story.
do.
Yeah. I mean, ogres are the same. They run over you, but at least they are a bit more fun to play because they are not that fast, but Corn
and
is fast.
They have some very fun rules right now with the strike twice, but the second time you are attacking is with the fight last ability.
Yeah.
So that is pretty funny because now with the last 2 or 3 books, they are bringing back in which order you have to fight. Yeah. With Lumineth, it began. Now it's Ogres. And Slaves to Darkness also have some rules with fight first, fight last.
Slaanesh also. Yeah.
Okay.
Sigvald always strikes first.
Oh yeah, but it's only him. With Ogres, Slaves to Darkness, and Lumineth, you have these also with the regular units. Because in Slaves to Darkness, right? Slaves to Darkness right now, the Chaos Lord on Karkodrag has the ability to give one of your knights, Varangard, or something else mounted the fight first ability. And there's so much stuff that when you have someone with fight last, that you can counter this with a spell from the Zinj table. And I don't know, there's just so much stuff. But yeah, this is our plan for Escalation Protocol. Wait for Astra Militarum and the final choices for Age of Sigmar.
I mean, if we made Escalation Protocol for Horus Heresy, I would be already done. I have
Yes.
a full painted unit of World Eaters, and I have Karn or Ankron.
Hmm.
I would go with Karn because he's actually pretty cheap with
Yep.
170 points. Exactly like what was this Banabira's name again?
Oh,
The one I got you.
Remus Ventanus.
Ah, yeah. So they are the same points.
Hmm.
So it would be actually pretty even, except the fact that you can't declare a reaction on a unit that has Karn inside. So you can't make Overwatch on a unit that
Yep.
has Karn inside. So it's always my idea. Hey, I take a Land Raider.
Oh.
Can be a Land Raider.
Yeah, makes
Put in
sense.
a unit of not Assault Marines, but the Assault Marines without the Rampagers. A unit of Rampagers with chain axes because everyone can change their chain sword for free for chain axe, every World
Whoa.
Eater. Put Karn inside of it. Karn, the unit of Rampagers in
The Land Raider.
in a Land Raider, moving forward, opening, especially a Land Raider Spartan, because Spartan can take over 20 models inside, 25. Moves forward, 20 close combat, World
Blech.
Eaters just moving out with Karn, and the enemy can't overwatch them. It's
Yep.
it's basically, oh yeah, you had there a unit. Yeah,
That's mean.
yeah. Karn is such a mean. Karn is a mean model.
Yep.
I just have to say it.
And
It's
a beautiful model, by
It's
the
a
way.
beautiful model. Yeah, it's a beautiful model. Ankron also, and I'm actually a bit hyped because they already said with the new Horus model, there will be a new character series featuring every new Primarch, every Primarch in a new version. So we will of course see Chagatai Khan on his bike.
Yeah, but this
They're
was said as
yeah,
the on foot version was released.
yeah. So we get Chagatai Khan of bike. We get a new version of Ankron, and I
Oh
just love
yes.
it from the Ankron novel, the cover art where he has instead of his two classic weapons, Gottschalk and Godfather, he's just a huge chain axe
Yeah.
on a pole. And I want this. A lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, but we will get demon Primarchs," and I was like, "No, we don't get them because we already have them in plastic. We don't need them in resin."
Yep.
Horus is something else because Horus is this version
It's
where he
Horus
came back.
Ascended.
Yeah, it's Horus Ascended, but everyone else will possibly have other weapon options that they have in the profile, but not on the model.
Yep.
Ferrus Manus won't have a head.
Yep. We already know how this model will look.
Yeah.
Or they could go with the rumor that he will be the leader of the Legion of the Damned. Because in the novel Master of Mankind, he basically is leading burning ghost Astartes in a fight against demons.
Yeah, but those demon ghost Astartes, there are a lot of rumors about who are they, the Legion of the Damned, and why don't we see new models of them, or why did they disappear entirely?
I say because they're being rebranded and remodeled.
You know, it would actually be awesome to see Ferrus Manus, but his skull just burning. So instead of he has a head,
Ghost Rider.
not really like Ghost Rider because he doesn't have a skull. I mean, his skull is still on the vengeful spirit. Yeah.
So
Fulgrim
basically,
gave him Horus,
body.
and it's just fire. His entire face and it's just fire. So you have his
that
body,
would be nice.
and you see flames everywhere pouring out, and just this. I mean, maybe we see it in the next two novels if they retreated his skull. But the last time we saw it, Horus had Ferrus Manus' skull, flayed skull, which was also covered in living metal, on his throne as armrest.
Yeah.
So this was the last time we saw Ferrus Manus' skull as Horus' armrest on the Vengeful Spirit.
That would be awesome.
Before the Siege of Terra started. So it would be interesting if they've managed to oh yeah, we bring the Emperor back, and someone just grabs Ferrus Manus' skull from Horus' throne.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I just want to bring in one topic, also Horus
Okay.
Heresy related. I mean, they said from the beginning, and we saw it, we bring out every model that was formerly resin in plastic. They said it a few times, but also not the Legion specific models, but the entire vehicles and stuff, and we can already see it on the
Or the
Games
new
Workshop page.
anti-air Rhino version, Demos,
Yeah.
not Demos pattern.
No, it's Deimos
Demos pattern? Yeah.
pattern. Yeah, it's Deimos pattern.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, but we can already see a huge change because the Horus Heresy page received
Was
a new section. Yeah, it was updated. Next to Legion Astartes, we have Crestoris Knights. Okay, one kit, which is Crestoris Knights. The other one still resin upgrade kits or entirely resin kits. I knew it. I have one here, my Lancer. But Sisters of Silence, the army that was the last expanded in the entire army section. It got one single box back then during 8th edition with Custodes. It was a single box. Oh yeah, here. No, not 7th edition even. It was back in 7th edition. One single box of Custodes with Sisters of Silence. Before they even got any army routes in own army routes, they just had this small booklet. I have it. I have it. I have even the picture of it hanging outside behind my curtain, and suddenly we saw already spoiled by the internet the list of the models in this new book that comes
so
out
excited
next week.
for the Sisters of
And
Silence
there
releases.
is an entire section with new Sisters of Silent characters, named characters, but new HQ units, elite units, standard units, entire sections. Okay, a few smaller vehicles, but we saw a lot of new units coming, and I hope also the dog leader units, which the Sisters of Silence have, that they are coming, and they already have their own part in the new Games Workshop site. And Mechanicum Tagmata, which is interesting because there's only yet the books in it. So in the German version, German book, English book, and the PDF booklet. So what is their plan for that? I mean, we haven't seen any new Mechanicus unit in Horus Heresy yet, and they showed for everything else new units.
Or they're combining it with Arcs of Omen.
Yeah. There will be something interesting with Mechanicus Tagmata. And especially Sisters of Silent. Sisters of Silent, and I can't wait for it. I mean, we get the entire routes, we get all the stuff next week, but these units doesn't exist yet.
But to be honest, I don't care. I just want them to be released in the near future.
Next year. Or this year.
I just want pictures.
Yeah, I want pictures. I want pictures of Spider-Man.
Yes.
No, of the new Sisters of Silence, because
they
are in this book. They are in this book. So once we have this book, we will possibly either they put them in or say, oh yeah, we put just this 4 units and the name character in. But seriously, we want the Sisters of Silence. We want those pictures. We want to see these units. I mean, what was one of their name? The Night Judgment or something, and Executioner and stuff. And I talked yesterday with our friend, and she and I, we went through the list of models that are still left for Astartes, so the tanks and stuff, and we currently found out, the Bombard is a new model by Forge World.
Oh.
Yeah, the Bombard, currently the Bombard unit, that look like the Blade Crawler from 40k. And we're currently like, what if they bring them out next in plastic?
That would be great.
And he also talked with someone because of this new this new tank with the anti-air.
Hmm.
Yeah, with the skyrocket, and he talked with someone else, and they showed even pictures that the recent version fits on the Sicarian base, and there is a Sicarian base with rocket launchers.
Oh no.
Yeah, and that they maybe bring out all the other versions for Sicarian.
Oh, that would
Since
be
we have
great.
the first as upgrade spruce like they did with the Leviathan Dreadnought.
No.
Yeah, like they
Oh
did with
no.
this. Like, oh yeah, here we bring out every single version, like the new Predator alone, but we bring also out the upgrade version stands alone. If you have one and want to upgrade it, stand alone.
Oh.
So this is currently our theory that we see in the next time, maybe all at once or week by week, that they upgrade the Sicarian with a new spruce set. This just for the Horus Heresy part of this, because it's still called, what was the name of our Talk Heresy to me?
Yeah.
So Horus
But
Heresy
Talk
is
Heresy
always
to me is for everything.
Yeah.
So,
There's
do you hear
Heresy
my
and Age of
cat
Sigmar.
crying?
No. Do you
Okay.
hear my stomach crying? Because
Yes.
the food was so tasty. Yeah.
I haven't eaten enough.
Yeah, I have never eaten enough.
So, sorry, I have to cut you short because
no,
the cat wants
it's okay.
attention and food.
Cats want your attention, and I have to do a few things because my Karzakin are waiting behind me to be assembled. So, if you enjoyed this episode, do all the stuff you do on YouTube. You know, the standard stuff
the things
like
for pushing buttons and stuff.
Pushing button, ring the bell so you know when our next video is up or his video, because he is more recording like me. I'm more the building and painting guy. And subscribe to our channel. Leave a like or dislike so we know if you like this episode or not. Leave a comment because it's always nice to have a comment, even if it's just you suck. But please tell us how we suck.
If you don't know what to say and you want to support us, just write heresy.
Yeah, write heresy. Write heresy. No matter what we say, just write heresy.
Yes.
Because it's Talk Heresy to me. And if you have suggestions for the next episode or next few episodes, also write it down below in the comments.
Because we have no idea.
We have no idea. This was just, we were so long out of the frame. We were just like, I
have an idea. Let me write it down. Keep talking. I just write it down.
Yeah. So you write it down, then I show my favorite, because he was like, oh yeah, we have to follow a line till we find something. I have what I found. I have a Nurgling. This is Miltsy. This is my little Nurgling. He can hang here somehow. It was less.
Okay.
In case everyone wondered, during the Bladefall episode, he still lives. He still lives at my PC. He is my little computer virus. I still hope I can upgrade him to a glitching. So yeah,
I have to because
cries.
He's getting louder and louder.
Yeah, I still don't hear her, so I don't believe you. But okay, then let's say bye. Till the next time. I hope you have a nice weekend, week, a day, or whenever you show it. And
on Monday.
Bye.
Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. Bye.